Shameless.
United in the Europa League. Europa.
What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to the preview of Manchester United's trip to Omonia. We are here at the GSP Stadium ahead of the game, and we've got to get into it. Ten Hag's been speaking to the media, and Bruno Fernandes has been speaking to the media. Let's get into the match preview. So Erik Ten Hag had a lot to say, man, in the presser. He did. So did Bruno Fernandes. I want to talk about it just quickly before we get into the actual meat of the preview of the game. I liked the press conference because it seemed quite tactical from United. That was the first time that, you know, the manager and a player was going to be speaking out, you know, publicly after the aftermath of what happened on Sunday against City. And I think they rolled out someone in Bruno who they know is going to be able to handle those questions. He's going to be on top of his game in terms of handling the media. Bruno always speaks well. He takes on that leadership role, and he did just that. Journalists continually keep trying to just trip Ten Hag up about the Ronaldo thing, trying to get sound bites out of him, trying to be smart asses, and Ten Hag just sat them down. I love that. But on the game, listen, this is a massively important game for us. Look, after losing the first game against Sociedad, we put one right against Sheriff, but in the context of the group, we need to win all the rest of the games to make sure that we win the group, and we need to be winning these games, and then we're going to need to go to Sociedad to win if we want to top this group. So this is another one on them that we need to chalk off. We need to come here, we need to be professional, we need to be intense with what we want to do, have a clear idea what we want to do. And this is the type of game that, after what happened on the weekend, and I don't want to be disrespectful here because we need to be professional to make sure we get it done, but you want to kind of just come here, take care of business and get to Everton and start bouncing back, start showing a mentality that we can bounce back from what happened against Manchester City, because we all know what it was. Ten Hag said it even in the press today, that it was a reality check. That's what it was. It was, okay, there was confidence against Liverpool, it was confidence against Arsenal to beat those teams, it was confidence to go win 4 games in a row in the Prem, but it was a slap in the face and basically a reality check. And it starts from here. Yes, it's against Omonia, where we should be, you know, far superior. It should be similar to the Sheriff game, but it's going to be hostile here. There's going to be 23,000 fans here, really hostile. I've heard that their fans are loud, smokes, there's, you know, kind of fireworks and all these kind of things with what I've been reading in the media about, you know, this type of game. And these are tricky games. When we played against Maccabi Haifa all those years ago, we thought we'd kind of roll up there and win, and that wasn't to be. So you can't take these games for granted. You've got to come there with the right attitude. And it's interesting that Ten Hag said he's going to play his best team, because I suppose that doesn't mean he's not going to make changes. I don't think he'll roll out exactly the same team. But just in case of who's going to start this game, well, think about it. Ronaldo didn't start against City, right? And as Ten Hag said himself, he was pissed off. I like that when Ten Hag just kind of doesn't really know the right word to use in English, so he just swears. Love it. But yeah, he said about Ronaldo, right? And he said that basically he was pissed off that he didn't start. But here's the thing. Martial needs minutes, right? Because he's probably going to be the one who starts against Everton. If we're saying everyone's fit, Ten Hag has shown that he probably wants Martial to be a striker. I could be wrong, but that's my thinking on it. Let me know what you guys think. That means that Martial needs more minutes again. He's got 45 minutes under his belt against City. This is where you would start him ideally to give him more minutes. So my thing is, does he go with both? Does he say, actually, for this game, Ronaldo, you start up front. Martial, you're going to start on the left. But Rashford's also come back from injury as well. Didn't play well against Man City, obviously, up front. But he will probably want to go back to the left-hand side like he did in the second half. Could we see that? I don't think he will. I think he'll go with one or the other, because one thing about Ten Hag, I don't think he wants to just put players on in different positions for no reason. He was forced to put Marcus Rashford up front in the absence of Martial, and didn't want to go with Ronaldo. But now Martial's back, I think he wants him to get fit and fighting fit, ready for Everton in his actual position. Martial being out for so long and then coming back and playing 45 minutes up front against Manchester City, and then playing a large amount of a game on the left-hand side here against Omonia. Yes, you may say it should be fine, we should get through it, but it's his match rhythm of what Martial wants to be for us this season. He needs time and a freshness about himself, and he needs to get acquainted again and get a rhythm up front. So that's why I think, actually, how weird would it be if we saw Ronaldo not starting once again against a team that's lost their first 2 games of the group stages? You know, I'm not going to say the worst. Well, they are on paper the worst team in the group, and Ronaldo can't get started because it just so happens that Martial needs fitness to get back ready for Everton. Because again, when it gets to Everton on Sunday, I don't think Ronaldo is going to be starting up front. So it's an interesting one. Maybe, I don't know, could we see Ronaldo not play up front? I can't see that either. It's just not what Ten Hag going to do. So I actually think it's quite fascinating to see who's going to start up front in this game, especially because Ten Hag said he's going to play his best team. And if Ronaldo was pissed off at not starting away to City, he's going to be more than pissed off at not being able to start here in Cyprus against Omonia, who are bottom of the group. So that's the first thing. The next thing is Casemiro. Does he start? Look, he spoke glowingly about him in the presser, saying he's going to have a big role. We know what he's won. We know what he's done in his career. But he also alluded to the fact of, and it's not the first time he's done it, of why he has been starting Scott McTominay. Basically saying out of the games that Scott McTominay was playing from Brentford, you know, when he wasn't playing against Brentford because he didn't start the game, he was like, we lost. Then he came back into the team, we won 4 on the bounce. The one he didn't start in was Sociedad, we lost. The game after that, we win. So, in the league. So, it swings and roundabouts, really, whether Casemiro will start this game. It's almost like he's got the perfect reason to. 1, it's Europa League. So you could say, get him up to speed. 2, it's off the back of a shocking loss against Man City, albeit it's not a Premier League game. So there are reasons as to why he can maybe now change it, because he was basically saying, Erik ten Hag in the presser, that it breeds competition and a culture of fighting for each other when you're being rewarded for good performances. Well, there's just been a bad performances. So a bad performance against Manchester City, albeit it's in a different competition. Maybe now he can change it up. So I think I would like to see Casemiro start. I think he needs to start getting some rhythm. If we are looking for a change in midfield, there was always going to become a point where McTominay might have a bad game, or that, to be fair, not just McTominay, the whole team had a bad game against City. They were all awful. There was always going to be that choice point where Ten Hag can now start implementing changes and start going a different way. But if Casemiro does start, I think going forward with Casemiro, Ten Hag's got to get this bang on. Who does he pair him with? Does he drop Bruno Fernandes and put Christian Eriksen further up the field and play Fred and Casemiro? Does he play Casemiro just straight in, no problem, next to Eriksen, and you keep Bruno in the 10, which I think he probably will do that when it's time for Casemiro to play? I don't know, but whichever formation it is, not formation, whichever partnership it is, it needs to work and it needs to be carefully thought about. And I'm sure Erik ten Hag will do that. But I want to see Casemiro hit the ground running. I want to see him get some game time, and I want to see him start elevating and doing what we bought him to do. We spent a lot of money on him. Yes, I had my reservations when we signed him about what type of profile player we were getting versus what we were after. But he's here now, and we've spent a hell of a lot of money, and he's got a lot of experience, so we need that. Luke Shaw, was Malacia going to take a little rest? I think that should probably happen, because he looked a little bit leggy against City. Difficult for him to come through that. I'll be surprised if he starts today. And also, there will have to be changes at the back, because Harry Maguire's not fit, he's not here. Varane's not fit, he's not here. So that means it's definitely going to be Martinez and Lindelof. And there's no Wan-Bissaka as well. So Dallow's certainly going to start at right back. And another thing, just to finish off, Ten Hag will definitely be, keeping tabs on what happened when he changed that team against Sociedad. We're not out of the woods yet in this group. We've got to take care of business. We've got Omonia twice. So we need to come here, take care of business, and then we've got them in a couple of weeks at Old Trafford. We need to win both of those games. Right now, we've played one, lost one in the 2 games. So we're not there yet. We need to be winning our games whilst Sociedad take on Sheriff as well, which they'll probably beat them. So that'll be a 100% record for Sociedad. We need to keep winning, and we need to take care of business. I don't think Ten Hag will want to take too many risks with this. And it's all about bouncing back. I want to see intensity. I want to see players fighting for each other. They're obviously going to sit back. Neil Lennon is no mug. He will have his players absolutely fired up. 23,000 Omnia fans inside here. They're going to make it as hostile as it can be for us. We need to quieten them down. We need to keep calm and play with intent. We did it against Sheriff. That's exactly what we need to do here tomorrow night. My prediction, I already touched the goalposts and stuff like that, so I ain't really going to do triple judge. And I touched both goalposts. You didn't even see the other one. I ain't going to give triple judge and give like a prediction as well. I'm going to leave that to you guys to do. But make sure you guys smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Remember, there's a few more days left to vote for us in the Football Content Awards. Link is in the video description below. We've been nominated in 3 categories, all right? 3 categories. So make sure you guys go over there, hit up the links. You can do it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or their website, whichever. There's so many modes, so there's no excuses. Go vote for us in the Football Content Awards. And if you want to join the UV Members Club, link is in the video description below. I'm out of it. Peace.